Deion Sanders turns up the heat, holding Colorado's locker room accountable after singling out Kaidon Salter. For all the talk of Coach Prime magic over the past 2 seasons, Deion Sanders is not one to let his Colorado Buffaloes bask in mediocrity. His message has been consistent from day one. We ain't hard to find, but we better be worth finding. This week, Sanders once again reminded his players that being good enough is not good enough. Not in Boulder, not under his watch, and not with the expectations that come with the gold whistle around his neck. This time, the accountability talk came not from the comfort of the locker room, but from a national stage. Sanders was a guest on the September 22nd episode of the New Heights podcast, where he dropped a hard truth bomb for his players and fans alike. When asked how the Buffaloes walked into the building after their uneven start to the season, Deion didn't flinch. Yeah, you know what, man? The whole thing is accountability. That's my word of the week. But if there's one thing you should know about Deion Sanders, it's this. He doesn't toss around words lightly. A pattern of tough love. Sanders has been known for his unapologetic, blunt style since his very first meeting with the team back in 2022, when he famously told his players to hit the transfer portal if they weren't ready to meet his standards. Last season, in November, following a humiliating 37-21 loss to the Kansas Jayhawks, Sanders called out his entire roster. Not one of you going to say you played your best game. Nobody is going to say you gave the maximum effort, Coach Prime told them then. Those words sting more now because a year later, nothing much has changed. Colorado sits at 2-2 after 4 weeks, a record that sounds ordinary but feels disappointing given the roster overhaul, the headlines, and the Prime effect that was supposed to catapult Colorado from a Big 12 afterthought to a legitimate contender. And while the Buffaloes have shown flashes, like the gritty win against Wyoming, they have yet to deliver a performance that convinces anyone, including Deion Sanders, that they are a championship-caliber team. The reality check: numbers don't lie. As of Week 4, the Buffs sit number 14 in the Big 12 with a 3.4 FPI, Football Power Index, slightly ahead of 2-2 West Virginia and 1-2 Oklahoma State. ESPN projects Colorado to finish 5-7, with just a 31% chance of reaching bowl eligibility, 6 wins. Their conference title hopes? Practically zero, just a 0.1% shot. This is not the story Coach Prime wanted to tell after his fairy tale first year in Boulder, when he led Colorado from a 1-2 start to a stunning 9-4 finish, including a 7-2 record in Big 12 play. That turnaround gave fans hope that the Buffaloes had finally been revived from the dead. But now, as BYU looms on September 27th, Colorado faces another defining moment, and Deion Sanders has made it clear that complacency is the enemy. Kaidon Salter and the quarterback roller coaster. Much of the discussion around Colorado's offense has centered on Kaidon Salter, the Liberty Flames transfer who has flashed both brilliance and inconsistency. Salter became the first Colorado player in 30 years to record 3 passing touchdowns, 0 interceptions, and 50-plus rushing yards in a single game, a dazzling performance that showcased his dual-threat ability. But Sanders has been reluctant to anoint him as the unquestioned leader of the offense. Salter started the season opener against Georgia Tech, a narrow 27-20 loss, was briefly replaced by Ryan Staub against Delaware and Houston, and then reclaimed the starting job against Wyoming. Even with Salter's strong play, Sanders has not been fully convinced. After the Houston game, he labeled his defense hot garbage, a comment that quickly went viral. Defense, discipline, and Deion's demands. Defensively, Colorado has been a mixed bag. Against Wyoming, they posted 2 sacks, 6 tackles for loss, and 7 pass deflections, numbers that would normally be cause for celebration. But Coach Prime wasn't in the mood to celebrate. "I'm proud of you, but I'm not satisfied with you because we're better than that," Sanders said after the game. The problem, he noted, wasn't talent, it was discipline. Penalties repeatedly allowed Wyoming to extend drives. Third down defense was soft, giving up long conversions that should have been stopped. For Sanders, that is unacceptable. You can't want the good, pretty, shiny stuff if you're not ready to do the good, pretty, shiny things, he reminded his team. Translation: You can't dream of conference titles and college football playoff appearances if you're going to play sloppy football. Celebrity visits versus hard practice. As if the criticism wasn't enough, Colorado fans and insiders have also started to question the team's focus. Instead of doubling down on intense practices following the Houston loss, the Buffaloes welcomed legendary rapper Ice Cube to a team practice. A moment that made for great social media clips but didn't sit well with some longtime Colorado supporters. Former Buffs player and vocal team supporter Matt McChesney sounded off on his 0260 podcast. And look, I love Ice Cube. I love NWA. This is awesome. I'm glad that he's in Boulder. But honestly, I'm sorry, but who gives ST? So the team plays that bad, and their prize is not a really hard day of practice. Their prize is not gassers. Their prize isn't pushing sleds. Their prize isn't scrimmaging until we find somebody that wants to actually play a position and tackle someone. Their prize is more celebrities talking. McChesney's rant struck a chord with fans who have grown weary of the celebrity circus that seems to follow Deion everywhere. As one fan put it on X, formerly Twitter, cool, we have Ice Cube. Can we have a defense too? Player accountability. Zach Atkins speaks out. It's not just Deion who is frustrated. The players themselves are starting to voice their discontent. Tight end Zach Atkins publicly admitted after the Houston loss, "I'm not happy with how things are going right now. I'm a winner. We need to turn it around." That kind of locker room honesty could be exactly what Colorado needs right now. For all the flash and attention that Sanders brings, championship-level teams are built on internal leadership. Players policing themselves, holding each other accountable, and demanding more from one another. Coach Prime's challenge: turning pain into purpose. Sanders has made a career out of turning doubters into believers, setbacks into stepping stones, and pain into fuel. Last season, when Colorado started 1-2, it felt like the hype train was about to derail. Instead, the Buffaloes went on a tear and finished 9-4, their first winning season since 2016, excluding the COVID-shortened 2020 campaign. Sanders has always known how to push just hard enough to make his players uncomfortable, but not so hard that they break. His latest message, delivered publicly and unapologetically, seems designed to create a similar spark. Everybody's accountable, baby. Everybody's accountable. We got to step it up. We got to go to the next level, he said. What comes next? Colorado now faces BYU in what could be a season-defining showdown. Win, and the Buffs move to 3-2 with renewed momentum and a chance to control their own destiny. Lose, and the specter of another 5-7 season grows stronger. For Sanders, this game is more than just another date on the schedule. It's a chance to prove that last year's turnaround was no fluke, that Colorado football is truly back, and that all the attention, the cameras, the celebrity visits, and the ESPN coverage are more than just smoke and mirrors. Final word, the Prime standard. When Deion Sanders says accountability, he means it. For him, it's not just a buzzword, it's a standard. Colorado's players now have a choice. Meet that standard or risk being left behind. One thing is certain, Coach Prime won't let his team settle for average. And if history is any indication, the next few weeks could be the spark that transforms this up-and-down start into something special. Because in Boulder, the lights are bright, the cameras are rolling, and the pressure is real. And Deion Sanders wouldn't have it any other way.